Very good morning, I bid to my lecturers, Dr. Vani and Puan Sharmila Devi. My name is Siti Aisyah Aqilah Binti Azman. So today, I'm going to present Task 1, the presentation on curriculum studies and learning theories in primary school education. Introduction. Learning is the change in the behavior of an organism that is a result of prior experience. Learning theory seeks to explain how individuals acquire, process, retain, and recall knowledge during the process of learning. The first learning theory is by James Bruner. James Bruner was an American psychologist who made significant contributions to human cognitive psychology and cognitive learning theory in educational psychology. James Bruner was concerned with how knowledge is represented and organized through different modes of thinking. In his research on the cognitive development of children, James Bruner proposed three modes of representation. Modes of representation are the way in which information or knowledge are stored and encoded in memory. The first one is inactive representation, or we call as action-based. This is the first kind of memory, as infants learn by doing, such as the action. For example, in the form of movement, student will remember the action and will have the long-term memory. This action-based encoding hands-on experience and storing in the memory. The second one is iconic representation, or we call as image-based. This representation have diagrams to accompany the verbal information. This may explain why, when students learn something, we use image, as the information is stored as sensory image. Sensory image is in the form of visual, such as picture, image. So the third one is symbolic representation, or we call as language-based. It is in the form of a code or symbol. In the symbol stage, knowledge is stored primarily as words, mathematical symbols, or in other symbol systems such as music. The spiral curriculum. Bruner adopts a different view and believes a child of any age is capable of understanding complex information. Bruner stated that we begin with the hypothesis that any subject can be taught effectively to any child at any stage of development. So the first step is the teacher must simplify the level first, which means the teacher must teach the students from the easy to the medium to the hard one. The second one is the teacher must start at levels increasing difficulty, as stated, that easy to medium to hard. The third one, the new learning has a relation with the previous. Teaching this way would lead students to solve problems by themselves. The next learning theory is by Robert Gagne. Robert Gagne is an American psychologist who created a 9-step process that detailed each element required for effective learning. Based on Gagne learning theory, there are 9 levels of learning. Level 1, gaining attention. Teachers must start the learning experience by gaining the attention of the students. This change in stimulus which alerts the group that learning will soon take place. Level 2, informing learners of the objective. Next, teacher must ensure that the students knows what they need to learn and that they will understand why they are about to learn this new information. Level 3. Stimulating recall of prior learning. When the students learn something new, teacher must match the new information with related information or topics which they have learned in the past. Level 4. Presenting the stimulus. The teacher must present the new information to the group in an effective manner. By this way, the teacher must organize the information in a logical and easy to understand manner. The teacher must use the variety of different media and styles such as visual, verbal, and active learning. Level 5. Providing learning guidance. This way, the teacher can help the students to learn and retain the information, provide alternative approaches that illustrate the information that the teacher tried to convey. For example, the teacher can use graphics, storytellings, or analogies. Level 6. Eliciting performance. At this stage, the teacher needs to ensure that the students can demonstrate their knowledge. Level 7. Providing feedback. After teachers has demonstrated their knowledge on certain topic, the teacher must provide the feedback at any points of necessary. Level 8. Assessing performance. The students should be able to complete a test or a homework that given from the teacher, as it is as the measurement tool to show that the students have learned the material or skill about a certain topic effectively, and the students should complete the test or the homework independently without any help or coaching from the teacher. Level 9. Enhancing retention and transfer. In this last stage, the teacher must show that students have retained information by transferring their new knowledge or skill. Apply this level, teacher can use repeated practice as it is the best way to ensure that students retain information and use it effectively. Next, the theme or topic I choose is 3.0 fractions and decimals. Content standard 3.1 proper fractions. Learning standard 3.1.3 represent with diagram based on given fractions. Performance standards, I use PL2. The first one, use diagram to represent fractions. The second one, explain the answers. Prior knowledge, the students knows how to write proper fractions. PAK 21, the involved is communication, collaborative, creative, and critical thinking. The teaching materials are questionnaire roads, A4 paper, colored papers, pictures of pizza, scissors, ruler, marker, worksheet papers. Learning objective. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to first, represent fractions into diagrams. Second, shade the region based on the fractions given. Soft skills. They are critical thinking and teamwork. Cross-curricular elements. They are creativity and innovation. So in this topic, I use two learning theory, which are Gagne's information processing model of learning and Bruner's learning theory. Next, we go to teaching and facilitation activities. The first phase is self-induction, which will use 7 minutes of the teaching. Induction is about a preparation of the teacher, and it is usually for the formal lesson. The teaching method is student-centered learning. Teaching aid is pictures of pizza. High order thinking skills is application. And mathematics skills used in this induction is communication skills in mathematics. So, the steps for this induction is, the first one, the teacher will show some pictures of pizza as stated in the diagram. In the diagram, there are two pictures of pizza that represent the proper fraction. The next step, the teacher will ask the students to guess the topic they are going to learn based on the picture. Then, the teacher will instruct the students to write down the fraction based on the pizza. In this set induction, the teacher are linking previous knowledge by placing a picture which using the Bruner's theory. In Bruner's theory, iconic presentation are involved in this induction, whereby teacher used Bruner's theory by using picture. When learning, it is often helpful to have diagrams or illustrations for students, as it will make the students easier to understand the certain topic. Next phase is step 1. We will use 35 minutes. The teaching method is game-based learning, where we use a game in the learning. The teaching aids are questionnaire roads, A4 paper, marker pen, and scissor. High order thinking skills are analysis, evaluate, and application. Mathematics skills is communication skills in mathematics. To start this game, the first one, teacher will use questionnaire roads to explain further. This is the picture of questionnaire road. It is the roads with various colors. Then, the teacher will ask students to arrange the questionnaire roads into descending order and write down the number of each roads on the piece of paper, as stated in the diagram. So the student will arrange the road from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 to 1 into the descending order. Next, teacher will instruct the students to guess the fraction involved based on the questionnaire roads. So in these steps, the teacher will arrange some of the questionnaire road like 2 roads and 3 roads and ask the student which fraction involved based on the questionnaire roads arrangement. Next, 3 students were picked to write on the whiteboard. Then when the students has written the answers on the whiteboard, the teacher will discuss the answers together with the students to check whether the answer is correct or not. In this theory, there are 2 theories involved, which are Bruner's theory and Gagne's theory. For Bruner's theory, it is using materials to develop understanding. Material is in the form of inactive representation, whereby the teachers use hands-on activity which will store in the student's memory. For Gagne's theory, it is presenting the stimulus material, such as the teachers are using the questionnaire road. By using Bruner's theory, students can recall the basic knowledge to the complex one. By using Gagne's theory, in the form variety of different media and styles, students will be more easier to understand. The next phase, step 2, which will use 25 minutes of learning. The teaching method used is hands-on learning. Teaching aids are colored paper, A4 paper, and scissor. High order thinking skills involves is creation. Mathematics skills is critical thinking in mathematics. To start the activity, firstly, the teacher will ask students to sit in the group. Then, the teacher will instruct each group to construct a circle using white A4 paper. Then, the teacher will ask each group to fold the circle into 4 parts symmetrically as in the picture. So, when we look at the picture, there are 4 parts symmetrical in the circle. Then, the teacher will provide parts in the circle using another color of A4 paper. So, in this picture, the blue color of A4 paper is the parts of the circle. Then, the teacher will instruct each group to fill in the parts in the circle with the fraction 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. The student must use the colored A4 paper, which means the parts of the circle, and fill in the parts into the circle. Like for example, the first picture which show the first fraction, which 1/4. So the student must put one part of the colored paper into the circle. For 2/4, the student must put 2 parts of colored paper into the circle. And then for the 3/4, student must put 3 parts of colored paper into the circle. After completing the activity, each group needs to give brief explanation about their work. So for this hands-on learning, teachers are using pictures to link memories. So, the teachers use Bruner's theory. By using Bruner's theory, students can generate more ideas and develop their thinking process. Next phase, step 3, which will use 8 minutes of the learning. The teaching method is worksheet method. Teaching aid, we use worksheet method, and for the mathematics skills is problem solving skills. The teacher will give the worksheets to students as the homework. There are 2 worksheets that the teacher will give to the students. The first one, the student need to color the fraction. There are 6 questions in the worksheet. Then the second worksheet, the students needs to shade the fraction of each shape and write below the answer of the shaded fraction. Then the teacher will explain briefly about the worksheet to make sure the student will understand about their task. Then the teacher will remind the students to hand in the work by next class to have the discussion together. In this worksheet method, the teacher used Gagne's theory and Bruner's theory. For Gagne's theory, it is assessing the performance. By using this method, teacher can evaluate the performance of the students based on the topic proper fraction. In Gagne's theory, there are 9 levels of learning, as I stated in the previous slide. So in this worksheet activity, this level 8 are involved, which are assessing the performance. So in this level, the students need to answer the worksheet or the homework given by the teachers without any help from teacher. For Bruner's theory, it is using pictures to link memories. As when learning, it is often helpful to have diagrams or illustrations for students. For conclusion, both Bruner and Gagne learning theories are really helpful in teaching and learning for both teacher and students. These are the references that I use for these slides. Okay, thank you for all for watching my video. Thank you. See you again.